Damn. That one's hard to swallow. Really hard to swallow. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And before we get into this brutal loss by the Eagles to the New York Giants today, the most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate that. So if you are a new viewer to the channel, looking for all the latest Philadelphia sports news, recaps, and events, it's a great time or a miserable time, depending on the outcome. And lately, it has been a little bit miserable. But hey, that's the life of a Philadelphia sports fan, so definitely hit that sub button. And if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, I am grateful for you being here for that long. I think you're crazy for doing that, but I'm also very grateful for you. So let's grow this channel together, get it over that 400 sub count, and continue to move from there. So let's get into the business today as the Eagles fall 13-7 to the New York Giants. And this was definitely a very winnable game. The Eagles going into the Meadowlands in the MetLife Stadium against a very, very bad opponent in the Giants. And they pull off the biggest dud in the world. They make the Giants look like a competent team, even though the Giants were not good today at all, especially on offense. The Eagles defense did just enough. They did their job. Even though the defense, they gave up a couple of, plays here and there. I think the defense did its job. This game is all on Jalen Hurts and the offense, because Jalen Hurts, not even to put it even, remotely, Jalen Hurts was bad today. He was flat out dreadful. And also Nick Sirianni too. The play calling today, just overall, it felt like it reverted back to weeks 1 through 6, where, they were forcing Jalen Hurts to go deep, like forcing all these passing plays where he's getting himself into all these interceptions, basically forcing yourself to make turnovers and just making plays that don't need to happen at all. So you don't have Jordan Howard in this game. So that shouldn't really make you convert back to going into your old habits. I don't know why that made you go back into your old habits, but that definitely did happen today. Even though they did run the ball, they carried the ball 33 times for a total of 208 yards. Jalen Hurts had 77 yards. Boston Scott had 64 yards, especially he was big in that late part of the game. Miles Sanders, he had 64 yards in this game. They did run the ball, but still, it felt like they were just going to those old habits. Jalen Hurts was just bad today. Jalen Hurts was just flat out miserable. He started off good. I think he was like out of his first 6 passes, he was 5 out of 6. But then just the rest of the game, it felt like he was just forcing crap to happen. But then when you get to those final couple of plays in the game, that's all on Jalen Reagor. Jalen Reagor, the Eagles really have to admit at this point, they fucked up with that pick. Because look at Justin Jefferson basically doing what he's doing for the Minnesota Vikings. They fucked up on that pick. And the Eagles really need to admit it right now, because Jalen Reagor is not going anywhere with this team. And I felt like they targeted him way too much in this game. He was the most receiver. Well, he was the receiver that got the most targets with 7 in this game. He only made 2 of those catches. And he had 31 yards in this game, but still. Yeah, you shouldn't be targeting Jalen Hurts that much. He's not good. He's not good, and he gets the 2, big chances in the end of the game. And the one that literally goes off his helmet, then off of his hands, almost gets intercepted by Love. And then the one final play at the end of the game, it literally just goes right between his hands. Like, you have to make that catch. You shouldn't be, holding your hands out this far apart, looking like you're going to catch a beach ball. And it kind of looked like on that play, his eyes were fucking closed. I mean, just like Jalen Hurts, he's not Hurts. Even though Hurts was bad in this game, Jalen Reagor fucking sucks. That is the bottom line of this entire thing, and he should not be on this roster. He should be cut after this goddamn game. But regardless, the Eagles stabbed themselves in the foot, basically, this entire game. Jalen Hurts was just flat out awful. 14 out of 31, only had 129 yards. He threw 3 interceptions. The Eagles turned the ball over 4 times in this game. You get the fumble late by Boston Scott, but your defense managed to recover off of that, forced a 3-and-out on the Giants, and you got the ball back to try to get that last drive into winning the game. So, yeah, you recovered after that. And I was looking for Jalen Hurts to, after he threw that first interception, to try to see how he recovers off of that, because he didn't recover really, because as you go throughout the rest of the game, you go into before the end of the first half, they try to force it into the end zone. It gets picked off on 3rd down with I think it was 5 seconds left in the half. Not really sure why Nick Sirianni doesn't elect just to kick the field goal, because you are getting the ball back regardless at the start of the third quarter. So why not just take the easy points? You go into the half tied 3-3, and it's basically a different game from there instead of struggling to, try to get a touchdown at the end of that half for some goddamn reason. I don't know why you just don't elect to kick the field goal. That's just mind-boggling in my honest opinion. I'm not sure why you don't try to. I can understand why you don't want to run it into the end zone, because that will waste time off the clock and you didn't have timeouts remaining in the half. So I understood that position from there, but still, I don't know why Nick Sirianni just didn't go for the field goal. It just doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense in my honest opinion. Rushing, like I said earlier, they did run the ball, but it just felt like they were going back to their old habits. The receiving in this game, Kenneth Gainwell, he got 32 yards, 3 catches out of 4 targets. Jalen Reagor was just bad in this game, especially late. He had 2 out of 7 for 31 yards. Quez Watkins, he was 2 out of 5 for his receptions. He had 23 yards. Devontae Smith really didn't get that many targets in this game. He was 2 of 4 for 22 yards. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside actually made a catch in his only target today, but it still felt like why isn't Dallas Goedert getting really any targets? He only had 1 target in the entire second half, and that was during one of those. That was during the final drive of the game. In that second half, why is Dallas Goedert not getting more targets? He only had 3 targets in this entire game. Why is Devontae Smith only getting 4 targets in this game? Why are we targeting Jalen Reagor 7 times? I just don't understand that at all. I really just don't. It just doesn't make sense. And when your defense, like I said, they gave up their plays, that's going to happen. They held the Giants to 13 points. But yes, the Giants are really a miserable team. And I don't like the way that they made Daniel Jones look like a competent quarterback, because Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback in this league. So yeah, they made him look competent, but still, you held them to 13 points. If you hold any team in this goddamn league to 13 points, you should win the goddamn game. And that's not what the Eagles did, because they literally just, stabbed themselves whatever weapon you want in the foot the entire goddamn game, because Jalen Hurts was awful. And basically, some of our receivers couldn't make the catches. Jalen Reagor couldn't catch the ball at the end of the goddamn game. So that's basically how this game turns out. And there were a couple of big penalties late during the process of this game as well. You don't have Jason Kelce for the first half. He went down with a knee injury, but he does come back in the second half. And then Nate Herbig, he's forced to replace him there. He takes a couple of big holding penalties, which was one of those ones that forced, I think, on the second or third interception, I believe. I think it might have been the second interception. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember that, honestly. But still, Nate Herbig, he had a couple of holding penalties, especially one that happened on the Boston Scott touchdown, but eventually he does get that touchdown regardless. But still, there were a couple of penalties throughout this entire game that just, really did not need to happen at all. And actually, just to correct the thing on the Nate Herbig thing, his that big holding penalty that he got, at least one of them, because he had 2 of them in this game. That one big holding penalty came at the end of the first half, where he took away a Boston Scott touchdown at the end of that first half, and then that eventually turned into the interception to where the Eagles were not able to get any score at all. So if you go out through the entire process of this game, okay, both defenses get 3 and outs to start the game. Giants punt, Eagles punt. Then the Giants, they go down the field, but the Eagles come up big on defense, and they force the Giants to kick a field goal, so it goes up 3-0. But then it turns into an interception for Jalen Hurts. He tries to throw it to Quez Watkins. It gets picked off by Holmes, and that gets returned. So the Giants get the ball back, but then they do go back down the field. Eagles stop them around, I think, it was around, I would say, the 40-something yard line, so it forced them into a 51-yard field goal attempt. Luckily, they called a break there. They missed the field goal, so, hey, you didn't really get paid for. I guess the Giants didn't really take advantage of the interception, as I should say. But really, you forced a 3-and-out on your very next drive. You forced a punt. Then you forced the Giants to punt on the very next thing, and then you get that play at the end of the half where you forced the interception to the Giants, and really the Boston Scott touchdown got taken away. And then all that's said from there. Still really don't understand why Nick Sirianni didn't go for the field goal just to tie it up going into the half, because you did get the ball back in the start of the third quarter, even though you really don't get anything going for you there. 5 plays turns into a 4th down. You can't convert on that, so the Giants get the ball back. They go down the field, ends up becoming a touchdown, and then on your very first play of the next drive, an interception happens. Giants get the ball back. Then you force them to get a 3-and-out. Then you get a touchdown by Boston Scott, really being utilized a lot in this second half. Jalen Hurts running the ball, same thing with Boston Scott. You manage to get into the end zone, making a 10-7 game. A couple of punts happen. The Giants get a field goal. And then, that crucial fumble by Boston Scott thankfully doesn't come back to haunt them because you force a 3-and-out to the Giants. And then you get this last drive of the game. So I want to go through this last drive just in order. So you get Jalen Hurts getting that pass to Kenneth Gainwell. He runs out of bounds. And then you get the pass from Jalen Hurts to Kenneth Gainwell once again. He gets the first down. And then on that first down play, he tries to throw one downfield to Jalen Reagor, hits his face mask, goes off his hands, drops it. It is almost intercepted there. Another pass to Kenneth Gainwell becomes a first down. And then, Jalen Hurts has to spike the ball to stop the clock. Then an incomplete pass to Dallas Goedert, it bounces out of his hands, and nothing happens there. And actually, on the third down play, it was the deep pass to Jalen Reagor, which bounced off of his face mask and off of his hands. There was another pass during this play that Jalen Reagor missed during this drive. And then the 4th and 10 play on the Giants 27, it was that insanely easy pass by Jalen Hurts to Reagor, which he completely just flopped on. So literally 2 times in a row, Jalen Reagor fails on this drive, and that becomes the end of the game. So, a very winnable game. The Eagles go into New York, and they fall to a very bad opponent in the New York Giants. A game that, honestly, I wouldn't say the Giants deserved the win. This is a game that the Eagles just deserved to lose because of how bad they played on offense, basically from Jalen Hurts' perspective, and just every way around that. It just felt like they were falling back into the old habits. Even sometimes defensively, they didn't feel, as aggressive as they were in the past couple of weeks, but still, I would say this game is nowhere entirely on the defense. They forced a team to 13 points, or held a team to 13 points. That is enough to win you a game. The offense is the crucial detail that just really failed you in this game. Jalen Hurts was bad. The offense was bad, and you just weren't able to do anything there. And I know people after this game are really going to run out Jalen Hurts because, yes, Jalen Hurts does have his flaws like a lot of quarterbacks. His throws, he doesn't have the best arm in the world. He's more of a utilize his legs type of quarterbacks, make those short type of passes. But those passes at the end of the game to Jalen Reagor, those were both dimes, and Jalen Reagor flubbed on them. I know a lot of people are going to harp on Jalen Hurts this week. Yes, he was very, very bad this week. He was. I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. He was bad. He was brutal. He was bad, but I feel because Jalen Hurts does have his haters, and he does have the people that praise him enough. I'm more in the middle ground. I don't hate the guy. I don't think he's this amazing quarterback either, but I'm not going to give up on the guy after he has one very bad game. It happens in this league, and you need to see how he bounces back next week when they come back to New York to play the Jets before the bye week. So I guess this is the type of game where I guess you really need to throw in the trash, even though because of how important this game was, because you got Dallas losing on Thanksgiving to Las Vegas, and if you won here, you really have that team looking over their shoulders, but you really give them a break this week as you lose this game. So it's a very tough loss to see, very heartbreaking loss, just a bad game overall, and I want to hear your thoughts on this game, everyone. So what are your thoughts on this game? Jalen Hurts' performance, those really bad drops by Jalen Reagor at the end of the game. Just, do you think this is just a one-off game? Do you think they're going to bounce back next week? Or do you see this kind of thing, going back into old habits without Jordan Howard now? It's a weird type of situation, so I want to hear those thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. As always, do not forget to leave those down there. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Painted Lions, which I'm a part of. Their links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to BrodesMedia, the Flyer.pod and Merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that good stuff is down in the description below. Do not forget to check those out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the most important thing you can do is hit that sub button. I will greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.